Hello, g'day, konnichiwa, yokoso. I'm Luke from Overland Campus, Japan, and in this video I'm going to do a demonstration of how to set up, pack down, and also talk about some of the features of our Gray Jimny Sierra and our Green Jimny Sierra. Come check them out. Great, so let's start from the trunk. To start, simply open the rear door, just open it gently all the way. And the first thing you'll see is that there's a storage area for your luggage. It's 60 centimeters wide, 80 centimeters long, and 80 centimeters high. For driving, I highly recommend putting your luggage here. Then perhaps when you're camping, one person puts their luggage in the driver's seat and the other person puts theirs in the passenger seat. That way, this space becomes open and you simply collect your luggage from the front. Next, you'll see there's a rear drop-down table. Very simple, it just pulls down. You can put the gas cooker on here, you can put some items on here. You cannot sit on here and you cannot stand on here. Please be careful. Next, you'll find this kitchen unit. In the corner in here, you'll see that there's a portable battery. That will be turned on before you pick up your rental. In the case that you do a self-check-in, you might need to just check this and we'll show you how to turn that on. Next, you'll see that there's a fridge here. Very simply, on, off to turn the fridge on. There is a 16 to 17 liters capacity in this fridge. Simple door open, door close mechanism. Next, you'll see inside here is a snow pit cooking set. So there's a pot for cooking rices and stews and a fry pan and also some other helpful cooking tools. Behind this, you'll find that there's a typical Asian gas cooker, some chopping boards, and even some spare gas cassette for your cooking. This all simply just goes back inside like such. On top here, you'll find that there's a cooking set, so olive oil, salt and pepper, and various other herbs and spices. Behind here, you'll find that there's a coffee machine and fresh coffee, some plates, bowls, and different tools for actually eating with. Next, under here, there is a drawer, and this will have all your cooking and eating tools. So knives and forks, spatulas, and all sorts of different tools for cooking and eating. It simply just pushes back in. Next, we have the pull-out kitchen. Very simply, there's a yellow lever, push the yellow lever, and the whole system will roll out. In this section, you'll find there's 2 camping chairs, a stool, which is really helpful if you can't reach something, a camping table, and also a fire pit. There's also tools there for handling wood and or charcoal. In Japan, the campgrounds will sell you wood or charcoal, and you have the fire pit here. To put this system back, very simply, push the yellow button and it pushes in on itself. Underneath here, you might find some aluminium foil or some cling wrap, but also you'll find that there are 4 legs here for an extra camping table, and that's attached to the side of the car. I'll show you. On the side of the Jimny Sierra is the extra spare camping table. Very simply, take off the latches, 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't lose the latches. And the legs that we found in the trunk, they simply go underneath the table for an extra camping table. The orange frame itself is not a ladder. It's simply there to hold this on. You can't climb up the orange frame. It's simply there to hold on the spare camping table. Remember to put it back and tighten the latches. It's really easy. Great, moving on from the rear trunk, we're going to go to the side gull wing container unit. So on the side of the Jimny Sierra, we have a side gull wing container box. Very simple, 1, 2, and it will simply open up. Now, the first thing you'll see is there's access to power, both USB and Japanese 110 volt. There's camping lights. They simply twist on and twist off. There's a Bluetooth speaker. There's fairy lights. There's also a cleaning set in here. Please clean the camping things that you use as you go. Next, in here, there's a few different tools to help you in making a fire. So fire starters and other helpful tools. Over here in the winter months is where you'll find the electric blanket controller. Finally, very important, inside here, you will find that there are 2 pegs and 2 ropes. These are really important. They belong to the awning. I'll talk about that later. But remember, 2 pegs and 2 ropes, they're inside the gull wing box. Very simple to close, just push it down 1, 2, and that's the side gull wing container box. Next, let's talk about the front driving cabin. Great, so moving on to the driving compartment. It's a keyless car system, so just pop the key somewhere safe. It's a simple automatic and a handbrake. In the center area here, there is an off-road functionality. You won't be needing that for your journey. For the windows, the controller is inside this section. Down, down, and up for the windows. The navigation system is in Japanese only, so I highly recommend getting your phone and simply using Google Maps. You can put your phone here, it makes it really easy to take directions. Now, the ETC is already installed inside the vehicle. That's the electronic toll charging system. So when you're on the highway or the freeway, you'll see English, ETC, and that's where you go. Simply slow down, there'll be a boom gate that opens and closes, and simply drive through the ETC lane. And then when you come back, within 2 days of your return, the computer will tell us where you went and the charges. Then we simply send that to you for you to pay us back by credit card. It's really simple. Lastly, when you collect your Jimny Sierra, it will be full of gasoline, and the Jimny Sierras take regular gasoline. Let me show you how to do it. All of the Jimny Sierras take regular gasoline, and the gas tank access point is very simply here. On some of the models, you might need to open a latch by the driver's seat to open this area. In Japan, regular gasoline is usually indicated by a red Bowser. And also, at most gas stands, someone will actually come and talk to you and help you through the process. Just make sure to get it right. We don't want diesel and we don't want premium or high octane. Regular gasoline only. Great, let's move on to the roof tent. So I'm very tall, and if you're shorter than me, you might need the helpful stool that's inside the kitchen area. Bring it out, it's going to help you. So to open the roof tent, you need both of your hands, and you always start from the rear. There's 2 pins that you pinch together, and the latch will come down. Step 1. Step 2, the same on the other side. Step 2, like that. So we have done 1 and 2. With the Jimny Sierra, you can stand here, 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 and here, and you can also stand here. Please do not stand on top of the car, please don't put your shoes in there, and please don't stand on the bumper. It's simply not strong enough. So we have done 1 and 2. Make sure that you have a big open space, no obstructions, no power lines, no trees, and very simply, standing here or here, you simply push like that. Then we move on to the front section to give it some extra height. So we've opened the rear, now we move on to the front. Same process, simply reach over and open the latch 1, and then the second latch here. Remember, if you can't reach them, please use the stool. Don't jump on top of the car. Then lastly, we go back to the rear of the roof tent. So lastly, to complete the roof tent, we very simply climb up, open the thing, and inside you'll find that there's 2 supporting arms. You simply push them and lock them into place. And that's how you open the roof tent. Now, when you open the roof tent, you'll find that the bedding is already inside. And I highly recommend that you put the pillows in the front of the roof tent. It gives you the greatest sense of space and the greatest viewpoint. However, when it comes to closing this tent, you need to make sure that the bedding is as flat as possible and the pillows to the back. So remember, sleeping pillows front, closing pillows back. In the winter months, you will find that there is an electric blanket installed inside the roof tent, and the controller will be found in the side gull wing container box. Simply connect the electric blanket and you can run the cable from either here or from the other side window into the power unit inside the gull wing container box. When you're finished with it, please disconnect the controller for the electric blanket and put it back inside the gull wing container box. If you leave the controller inside the roof tent, it can break, so just be careful. Inside the roof tent, there are multiple large windows that you can open and close with zips. It's really simple. Then when you're ready to move on and you want to close the roof tent, it's basically the same process in reverse. So remember, get your bedding nice and flat, pillows to the back, then we take out the pressure from the supporting arms. Just pull them in like that. And then you can come outside and pulling this down. Of course, the roof tent is completely waterproof, but if it rains, make sure that you close the windows and the zips 90% so the water stays on the outside as you're closing the roof tent. So as I mentioned, closing the roof tent is the same process in reverse. So from here, we've taken the pressure out of the side arms and we go to the front of the roof tent. So coming around to the front of the car and the roof tent, this is one of the trickier parts of the process. You'll find that there's a handle here, and with this handle, you need to get this area and this area to line up and to be matching. For example, that would be incorrect. That would also be incorrect. You want to get it right on the edge, like that. Then you can pull over the latch, simply put it on, get your hand, push it up, and really important, push the pins so it locks into place. Then we'll do the same on the other side. Simply pulling down so it's matching, pulling the latch down, up, putting pressure, and pinch the buttons. Then we go back to the rear. Coming to the rear, this next step is good for 2 people, or you can do it as 1 person. I've done this 1,000 times, so I make it look easy, but it's really easier for 2 people. So 1 person will stand here or standing on top of the tire, and they will simply, with this handle, pull the roof tent down slowly, pulling out all the air. And then that 1 person will hold the rope, and the other person will go around to the side of the roof tent and really make sure everything is inside. Everything's inside, everything's inside, everything's inside. Everything's inside. And then you should be able to close. Also, putting this one inside, checking your lines, simply pulling down with your hands, putting the latch on, up, and remember the little buttons. Next is the same on this side, simply pushing down, latch on, and the buttons. Now, remember, you can't sit on top of the roof tent and you cannot stand on top of the roof tent. Simply use some of your own strength and pressure to pull it down slowly because the air needs to escape. And there you have it, we've closed the roof tent. Let's move on to the awning. Great, now the awning. It's best open and closed with 2 people. So let's do a demonstration. There's very simply 4 Velcro straps. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then there's a jacket that simply comes off like this. Just when you open the jacket, be careful the awning can quickly fall down. And you'll see the awning here. And 1 person will fold out the awning as far as they can go away from the car. And inside here, you'll find that there's 2 supporting arms. They simply come down and put them down like as flat as possible. 1 and 2. So here we've folded it all the way out, and from under here, the 2 vertical support arms have been deployed. Next, get 1 person to hold onto here while we get the horizontal supports. Coming up under, inside this section, you'll find that there are 2 horizontal supporting arms with a pin in the edge. They simply extend, twist, and lock. So in here, you'll find that there's a place for the pin to simply go in, twist, and lock. Same for the next one. Pulling it out, find the pin, twist, extend, and into position, twist, and lock. Then here, we can get ourselves a nice box shape. You can adjust the height the same methodology, twist and lock. And we might extend this one too, twist and lock. So you can adjust the height, but you want this to be in the tightest possible position so the awning's nice and tight. If you're going to experience some light rain, I recommend putting the awning on a slight gradient up or down so the rain can roll off. Now next, the most important part in putting the awning together is tying it down with the ropes and the pegs. So remember, inside here, we have our 2 ropes and pegs. Very simply, 1 rope around this corner with the peg 45 degrees, bang, into the ground. Use the axe hammer to punch it into the ground. The same for the other side. 1 rope around this corner and simply 45 degrees and bang, into the ground. Very, very simple. Now, to put the awning back, of course, we take off the 2 ropes from here and here, wrap them nice and neat, put them away, and then we want to bring the system back in. Get your friend, we can loosen the height a little bit. Get someone to help you in holding this section. And we'll fold in our horizontal arms. 1, swinging these in, 2, and then this one, 3, and 4. Put some pressure on the awning and roll it in nice and tight, all the way in. And you'll find that it has a special location where it likes to be fitted. Then putting the Velcro bag on. And then, of course, the Velcro straps. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the awning is a little tricky and it's best to open and close with 2 people. Also, if you're going to be experiencing heavy winds, it's best perhaps not to use the awning as it can be dangerous with winds pushing the awning up and falling on top of you. And again, remember, it's really important to fix the awning in place with the 2 ropes and pegs. Just the horizontal arms and the vertical arms alone are not strong enough. You've got to fix it, build something strong. And there you have it. That's how you open and close the awning on the Jimny Sierra. So there you have it. Thanks very much for watching. That was our demonstration of how to set up, pack down, and some of the features on our grey Jimny Sierra and our green Jimny Sierra. As with all of our campers, we hope that you truly enjoy using all the products and take good care of them. We look forward to seeing some of you soon.